Good morning. Happy Mishmas Day 9. I am drinking the Voltesso Espresso, and I actually had a Voltesso Espresso in my collection, so I actually made two, again, to give me some volume. So I'm going to be shaking all day. Yeah, we made quite a mess yesterday in that room because we've been binge watching and finally finished The Beast in Me, that Netflix show with Claire Danes and Matthew Rhys. Wow, that was good. That was really, really good. It starts off and you think like, oh, like I know this story, like it's been told 1,000 times. No, it really takes some great twists and turns, just really clever ones. The revealing of the story is so good. The way it plays out. Yeah, it's just really good. It's really good. I'm not going to say anything more, but it's great. If you have not watched it, please watch it. And Claire Danes, I think producers, creators, directors, I'm not sure, but the people involved with Homeland, I think created this limited series, and she's like not the Homeland character at all, not even close, but that same level of anxiety. She brings such an incredible level of anxiety to the screen. It's uncanny. The chin quiver, the little muscles in her face just move with discomfort. She's just always so uncomfortable and awkward. Oh my God, she's amazing. She's amazing. Anyway, that was great. That was great. But I am dragging a little bit this morning because I finished the show last night, which I shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't have watched the last 2 episodes that I watched. It just was way past my bedtime. So it is light and sweet. Yeah, I guess for 2 capsules, it's not as bitter as I thought it was, especially considering it's like an espresso. Let's see, mild, nutty, and balanced. And that's it. There really isn't much information on here. But yeah, it's an interesting espresso. Yeah, I guess if you don't like a lot of volume and you just want a shot, but you don't want anything necessarily too strong, this Voltesso is the way to go. Made from fine South American Arabicas. Anyway, let me open up these Advent calendars and get myself together. Okay, we've got day 9. Day 9. Ooh, look at this. This almost looks like a full size. Wow. This is the Fleur de Peau, if I can get it out of the box. There we go, the Fleur de Peau. Look at this beautiful frosted bottle. Oh, I love this. So this has notes of iris, magnolia, and musk. It's just a really nice light, even though it has that musk in there. It's a really nice light floral scent. It's really beautiful. Day 9. We've got, the Perfecting Body Scrub. This is so perfect for the winter time. I love a body scrub. I have a ton of body scrubs. I love scrubbing. I love scrubbing. I have extremely dry body skin. And sometimes I'm just in such a rush. I go, I do the quick wash and I just don't have time for a body scrub, but I have to make the time because it makes such a difference with my dry skin. All right, day 9. Oh, right here. What's this? Do La La, light medium. I cannot read those words. They're too small. But from the sounds of that, I'm assuming maybe it's like something hydrating, maybe a highlighter, maybe a cream highlighter. Let's look. Oh yeah, looks like a cream highlighter. Oh yeah, it's really lightweight. Almost feels watery. Oh, cool. And light medium. So it looks like there's different shades for this. Hello. Okay, I thought today what we would do on this fine, crisp December morning I'm losing it already, is do like a full face of Westman Atelier, because I got their newest liquid super loaded highlight in Peau de Petal. And this was sent to me at the end of July. And you guys know what my August, September, October November looked like. It was kind of crazy. So anyway, I never ever got to even opening the box or trying this out. So I wanted to try it out. They describe it as a blush topper or a highlight, I guess, depending on your skin tone. I have a very light skin tone. I'm gonna guess it's gonna work more as a blush topper for me, which is perfect because they just came out with a new Baby Cheeks powder blush duo. And this is in shade Fluff and Puff. Fluff and Puff. And there was a card in the box. They sent this to me. It says, introducing Baby Cheeks Powder Blush Duo in Fluff and Puff, a new limited edition pairing of Fluff, a velvet mauve, and Puff, a cashmere rose. And a portion of proceeds supports the Kids Mental Health Foundation, helping end the stigma around children's mental health and providing resources for families and educators nationwide. It's available exclusively at westmanatelier.com starting December 2nd. So it's already available live on their site. Hopefully it's not sold out. I really love their powder blush duo, so I'm really excited to try this out. These two shades look gorgeous. And I think if it sells well, it's probably going to become part of the regular line. Westman Atelier does that often. They'll release stuff during the holidays as limited edition, and then they bring it back. So love that. All right. I was kind of like rummaging through my collection, and I forgot that I don't have the Vital Skin foundation. I have the Vital Skin foundation stick, and I had a few shades of the liquid foundation, but they had gone off, and I think I decluttered them. And I just never replaced them. So anyway, I was like, oh, let me use their foundation stick. So I have shade Atelier 0.5. So very, I'm so pale. That's my shade. And then for the concealer, I have L4. I may need to update this. I feel like L4 worked for me when I was a little bit tanner, even like at the beginning of this year. So maybe I'm an L3 or L2, but anyway, this is what I've got. We'll use this and a whole smattering of other Westman Atelier, but I have pretty much a full face here, which is great. And what I wanted to start with was primer. So their Lit Up Highlight Stick in Lit, which is the original shade. When they only had one shade, this was the one shade. And this is the one that looks like clear in the tube, but it actually has a really beautiful, like iridescent sort of shift to it. And what I love about using this as primer is that it like kind of does like a smoothing effect to your skin. And this was a tip that was actually given to me by a sales associate at the Westman Atelier counter when there was still Barney's and when there was a Barney's here at the Venetian. They gave me that tip because the foundation stick, while I like it, I have very, very dry skin. And I felt like it could be a little bit more emollient for my skin type. Like I could still use it. It still looked fine, but I just preferred it to be a little bit emollient. And I was having this conversation with the sales associate and she was like, put the Lit Up stick on first and then put the foundation on over it. And I was like, and ever since then, that's what I do. And it's such a great combination. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put this on. I use like 3 strokes on the cheeks, 1 across my forehead, down my nose and across my chin. And then I take a foundation brush. This is a Westman Atelier liquid blender brush. I think this came out last holidays or maybe the holiday before, but this was like a travel set. So it's a little bit shorter and it's bright red. But I love the Westman Atelier brushes too. They're handmade in Japan, but they're of synthetic fiber. But they're great. They're great. I love all of their brushes. So I just work this in. And like I said, it kind of smooths out your skin and it's just this really nice layer to kind of apply the foundation over. It gives your skin like a little bit of a glow. It gives your skin just that little extra moisturization that you may need. So if you have really, really dry skin like me and you feel like any kind of like foundation stick or even foundation feels just a little bit too dry, go in with something like this Lit Up stick, just something that's like emollient and moisturizing and maybe gives your skin like a little bit of glow. Works like a charm. Okay, so I am going to go in with the foundation stick. And like I said, I've got 0.5. And I'm just going in with the same brush. And it just like blends out more smoothly over the lit up highlight stick. And you know, as I'm talking, my favorite lit up highlight stick, you guys have heard me talk about this nonstop, is Nectar. I wonder, I mean, I'm sure I could. I should use Nectar as a primer. I never thought to do that because I've always just been in the habit of using lit. And otherwise, if I don't use lit in that way, I would not use lit at all because I always use Nectar. But yeah, maybe in the future I'll try Nectar. Anyway, here is the foundation stick on my skin. Now I'm thinking, is 0.5 too light for me? I think it's okay. I've got plenty of like contour and bronzer here from Westman Atelier, so I think we're good. I think we're good. So yeah, ever since I apply this combination of lit and the foundation stick, I love it. I love it. It wears really, really well. It looks great on my skin. It doesn't feel dry. It doesn't look dry or anything. So, okay, we've got base products down. Okay, next up, let's use the concealer. So this is the Vital Skin Concealer. Again, I have it in the shade L4. I love this concealer. This is one of my favorites. And it has an interesting texture. It's pretty thick. You know, it's definitely not like a serum type of concealer. It's pretty thick and it has very, very high coverage. I only need like a little bit. I like to dab. I don't even like to stroke. I feel like that's a little bit too much. And because of the thickness, I was a little bit worried. Actually, I'm going to use a smaller brush. I am going to use, this is actually the eyeshadow 2 brush. I like using this for concealer also. I remember using this for the first time and I was concerned because this texture is on the thicker side. I thought, oh, is it going to be too thick and cakey? And I was surprised because, you know, Westman Atelier's products, they're so natural, they're on the lighter side, and they're meant for like quick application, like all these things that come in sticks or whatever. And this really surprised me because, yeah, it has this thicker texture, but it blends in super quickly. It's high coverage, but it looks so natural. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it doesn't break up or do anything weird or, you know, sink into fine lines or emphasize fine line. You know, it doesn't do anything like that. It's so nice. It's such a like interesting product. Yeah, I think L4 still works. I think if I wanted something a little bit more brightening, I could go down to like L3. That works. I'm actually going to put a little bit on my eyelids because I just plucked my brows and can you guys tell my eyelids look a little red? A little red, a little irritated. Let me just cover that up. I've got contour and bronzer, so their Face Trace Contour Stick in Biscuit, one of my favorites, and their Sun Tone, I almost said Sun Drop, Sun Tone Bronzing Drops, I have it in the shade Soleil Parfait. I love these bronzing drops. So I wanted to use both, but I don't know if that's overkill. It probably is. Let me use the bronzing drops. I feel like I've used Biscuit recently, and I think I even traveled with it, so you probably saw me use it quite a bit. So let me shake this up. This is still good, but these came out last summer. Yeah, summer 2024. Anyway, I'm gonna use my liquid brush here and just tap. I love these bronzing drops. They have such a great tone. They have like a little bit of like a peachy red undertone. And it's such a natural bronze. When it comes to liquid bronzers, this is by far my favorite because it's the tone, it's the color, and it's the formula. I just think it works so well. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's so good. The tone is so good. Okay, so those are the Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. Again, I have it in shade 1. Before we go in with the blush, since it's a powder blush, I'm gonna go ahead and powder. And I'm using the Vital Pressed Skincare Powder in Creme. And I'm using the powder brush. And just gonna set lightly, just in the cheek area. Okay, now let's try this new Baby Cheeks Powder Blush Duo. Same beautiful packaging. These two shades, beautiful. Let's do some swatches here. So Fluff and Puff. Gorgeous. I wonder if I can try and do something fancy for me, like a ombre cheek situation. Maybe use the Fluff, the deeper shade kind of out here, and use the brighter shade on the apples of my cheeks. I could attempt something like that. Okay, I'm using their Powder 2 brush, which came out with these blushes. So I'm gonna go into the deeper shade, Fluff. And yeah, focus that back here. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into Puff. This brush picks up a lot of product. Let me... All right, guys, what do you think? What do you think of Fluff and Puff? I like it. It really makes me look flushed. Really, really beautiful. All right, so that's the new Powder Blush Duo. Let's try this new Liquid Super Loaded Highlight in Peau de Petal and see if we can use this as a blush topper or a highlight. So packaging is the same. I'm gonna shake this up, squeeze out a little bit here. Ooh, this is actually brighter than I thought. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of work it in, and whatever's left on my finger, I'm just gonna tap. I need a little bit more here. I'm just gonna tap. Definitely leaves my cheeks looking very glossy. Very pretty. Oh, I think it lifted my powder blush a little bit right here. But this side looks okay. I do have some skin areas that product does not, it doesn't adhere to quite nicely, but the spot looks a little bit bigger than what I remember. Let me put a little bit more of the Puff on here. I'm not sure I would use that as, at least not a powder blush topper, maybe better suited for their Baby Cheeks blush sticks. Okay, well, good to know. I do like the gloss that it leaves my cheeks, and I do like this tone. I think for Petal, I think it's surprisingly peachy. I feel like Petal in the rest of their line is a little bit more pink, but I think it's really pretty. The color is really pretty. I'm just gonna tap some on my nose. I don't necessarily like blush on my nose, but I do like a little bit of a pink, especially in the wintertime. I think it looks cute. So that is the Liquid Super Loaded Tinted Highlight in Peau de Petal and the new Fluff and Puff. All right, what is next? I brought out my Nectar to put a little bit of highlight on. I don't know if I necessarily need that, but let's go ahead and apply some anyway. It's so subtle. It just adds, much like that Peau de Petal, it adds like a nice glossiness. Now for eyebrows, I do have their eyebrow pencil. It's the Bone Brow Defining Pencil in Slate, and it's this chisel tip, and their spoolie actually comes out, which is really cool. So this pencil is a nice, cool brown. I actually really like this pencil. I haven't used it in a while, but it has a really nice texture. It's not too hard, but it's definitely not too soft. It is, I would say, mistake proof. For eyeshadows, you guys know I'm such a big fan of the iPods, and Diptyque is one of my favorite shades. And in fact, this is one of the few products I've ever panned. And the other shade that I love is Beige. This one is newer, and it's more matte than Diptyque. Oh, I thought I panned this too. No, I have not. I have not. Have they come out with new shades? I feel like it's been a while. You know, I'm thinking they need to come out with like a different type of eyeshadow, and I've been wondering, like, what kind of eyeshadow would Westman Atelier come out with? Either like a single powder or maybe an eyeshadow stick. I mean, their whole thing, you know, with sticks and everything, but yeah, I wonder. Let me look up actually to see if they've even come out with new shades for the iPods. No, they still have their 4 shades here.
So interesting. So beige was part of the Toujours set. That was the last one that they came out with. And this was it this time last year? And then Diptyque came out with, I think that when they released the iPads, they had 2 shades. And this one was part of Le Jour, the Le Jour set. Anyway, let me put that away and get to applying these. These are such great one and dones. Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's use the Diptyque. And when I discovered the iPods and fell in love with them, it was the same time I fell in love with their baby blender brush. So this brush, as I understand it, Westman Atelier, or I should say Gucci Westman, created for highlight, but I really like using it for these iPods. So, I mean, she probably had a lot of things in mind. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I just like to kind of swirl it in there. Brush on. You can, of course, use your fingers, but if you have nails of any kind, you'll definitely get some stuck underneath your nails. It has such a beautiful peachy base, this Diptyque shade, and a really nice, like subtle shimmer. So that is Diptyque. I wonder, can I add this beige anywhere? I don't know, I just really like this look, this like one and done look. I'm gonna leave it there, I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so Westman Atelier has a mascara. I am not a fan of the mascara. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm like pulling up if they've come out with any other mascaras. It's called the I believe it's the I Love You mascara. And it comes in a beautiful big red tube. I Want You mascara. And I'm not a fan because it is definitely, I think, like a volumizing mascara, and it just looks a little clumpy on my puny lashes, and it doesn't really keep my curl. So anyway, not the biggest fan, but they do have an eye pencil, the I Love You eye pencil, and I have it in Coal Brun, which is this dark, deep brown. And they do also have it in black, but I'm gonna use the brown today. And I really like this pencil. I'm a big fan of Kohl pencils. These just happen to work really well for me, so I like to add above and below my lash line here. Lips. I love the lip liner from Westman Atelier. I traveled with it. I really like the texture of it. It's a little bit on the thicker side, and then it sets down, but it doesn't feel drying. It's just a really cool, like, thicker texture than most lip liners that I'm accustomed to. And in the past, when I've used lip liners that are on the thicker side, they tended to be very drying and have dried out, you know, like the outer line of my lips, but that doesn't happen with these Westman Atelier. They kind of glide on, but they're thick at the same time, and then they do set down, but they're not drying. Like, very cool, very cool formula. Ja Rêve has been my go-to color too. So it's a really nice neutral to cooler toned, like, rose. There is Ja Rêve. And I just think it works with, sorry, it's hard to talk while I'm doing that. It just works really well with a lot of my go-to, like, the products and stuff that I would like travel with or whatever. So I brought this on my recent travels, and it was great. I didn't want for like another lip liner. And then I thought I would use their Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm. Is that the full name? Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm, yes. And I have it in the shade Nana, which is like a pale nude. You can kind of see it in the window. Let me do a little swatch here. It's a nice pale nude, lightly tinted. And they do have a suede matte lipstick, which I really enjoy. It's just not, I'm not looking for like a suede matte lipstick look today. I'm going for something a little bit lighter, so I thought I would use the liquid lip balm. But their matte lipstick is really comfortable, I have to say. It goes on and it stays like very creamy feeling, but it does look matte, and the colors are incredible. They're like eye-popping. They're really deeply pigmented. They're really gorgeous, really gorgeous lipsticks. Just generally for me, on the everyday sort of situation, I'm not looking for like a highly pigmented matte lipstick. This is definitely more my vibe. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. And they do also have that 4 striped lip product in the pan. And that was actually their first lip product. It was like the lip suede. And those were really, really cool. I've decluttered mine because they've gone off. They were cream products. But those were really cool too. I liked those. Well, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today's Mishmas video. I really appreciate it. All of the products will be linked down below or tagged here on YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below, and I will see you in tomorrow's Mishmas video. Bye!